A new day is dawning in Nigeria, most especially in Yoruba land. The clamor is stronger. The drumbeat goes from state to state and city to city. From the brown roof city, pace-setter state of Oyo to the sunshine state of Ondo, land of virtue in Osun,
the land of harmony, Kwara, to the confluent state, Kogi,
through the gateway state, Ogun, to Ekiti state, land of honor and integrity, up to the center of excellence, Lagos state. The clarion call can be heard as Yoruba One Voice Worldwide demand for an independent statehood of Yoruba nation.
Yoruba One Voice is a coalition of about 63 organizations, and it's a group that brought various social-cultural groups in diaspora together to champion the cause of the Yoruba people and to champion the welfare of the Yoruba people, to deliver the Yoruba people from the shackle of oppressors on the basis of liberation and emancipation of the Yoruba people.
Yoruba One Voice is a humanitarian and charity organization that will take Yoruba out of doldrum.
It was formed to showcase our cultural values, to showcase our heritage, to showcase our identity, and to bring us back to our grassroots. It was formed to defend our people back home from the killings, from the kidnappings, from the disguised headsmen, and from the suffering in Yoruba land.
Yoruba One Voice Worldwide represents a broad spectrum of Yoruba people comprising of opinion and community leaders, intelligentsia, professionals, business owners, working class, and students residing both in Nigeria and diaspora. Who are the initiators? The Yoruba nation inhabits the western area of Nigeria, Oyo, Ondo,
Kwara, Kogi,
Osun, Ogun, Ekiti, and Lagos states. The Yoruba people constitute around 35 million people in Africa and have strong presence in Western African countries like Benin Republic, Togo, as well as in North American countries like Brazil, Cuba, Jamaica, to mention a few. But the vast majority of Yoruba population is from Nigeria. Yoruba as a tribe, the cultures, impact of Yoruba people to Nigeria as a nation.
Gbogbo ọmọ yóò bá pátápátá jíire. Ẹ dákun ẹ wá nǹkan fi ìdílé kẹ́ẹ̀fì ìdílé nǹkan kẹ́ tẹ́tí bọ̀lẹ̀ jẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́rọ̀ ẹnu mi dákun. Àròyé ọ̀tá níbi tí a kéwì gbé sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ àfìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan o. Òǹkà lẹ́yẹ ẹgbẹ́ ké òǹkà ládùúgbò bọ̀. Odídẹrẹ́ ní pẹ̀tì ẹ̀ ní mẹ̀yàmẹ̀yà gbogbo ọmọ yóò bá pátápátá ọmọ kóòtù òjíire. Ẹ jẹ́ àfìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan ẹ jẹ́ àpèrà wa papọ̀. Ẹ ti mọ̀ pé òṣùṣù ọwọ́ ni èsè o. Gẹ́gẹ́ ọwọ́ kan ò lè pè títí láéláé. Bí òṣùṣù ọwọ́ bá a pè títí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó pẹ́.
Yoruba is one of the most intelligent black product and one of the most intelligent tribes or ethnic nationalities in the whole world. because our thinking psychologically is more higher, and we are very organized.
The Yorubas are a proud people. They are a people of culture. And I like it when we say, Oduduwa, Odu, Tiodaiwa. We love to associate with culture. We love to associate with lofty ideas. We love to associate with good things. We believe in the Omoluabi concept.
We know Omoluabi principle is based on integrity, probity, accountability, and of course, transparency in whatever we do.
Yoruba culture is one of the best in the world. It's just unequivocally speaking, it's one of the best in the world in terms of greetings, in terms of courtesy, in terms of character, in terms of wares.
In the museums in the UK and Germany, Agbada of the Yoruba in 1500, woven, sewn in 1500, are on display. And that is over 500 years ago that we've been wearing such. The British are ever so very proud of their empire, the British Empire, which only lasted 340 years. Your empire lasted 675 years. Double the number of the years that the British Empire lasted for. So that is who we are. The Alaafin was ruling from the River Niger to the Volta River in Ghana.
Our empires were great. They were great because our concept of leadership was great. For example, we would say things like, Omodegbon, Agbagbon, Lafida Lefe. So even in your family, you would have young people that were, they were prodigies. And you would honor and respect them because they spoke for the gods.
There is a song. When Alaafin Abiodun was on the throne, and I'm talking about 1750. Láyé Olúgbọ́n, mo ké borùn méje, a ò máa fìwé lórin. Láyé Àrẹ̀sà, mo ké borùn mẹ́fà, a ò máa fìwé lórin. Láyé Àtàndá Adégoolú Abíọ́dún, èmi ra kókò mo re pìnrìn mo ra sányán bàbá aṣọ àfọ̀lẹ́. Àfọ̀lẹ́ ló lè pé ìlú odò àfọ̀lẹ́. The implication of who we are is in that song. 1750, sányán, kókò, àrán. These are satin, velvet. That was what we were wearing. 1750.
In fact, you had more than 2 jobs. The agricultural system was at 2 levels. We had the subsistence farming Oko Aroje. We had Oko Etile, which had some level of providing food for you. And we now had Oko Egan, where you employed other people to work for you, which was your economic space. Then, individually, you had the artistic, creative part of you. All the women knew how to weave hair. They were involved in dyeing. They were involved in weaving clothing that their children would use. That was one. The women were involved in trading, trans-Saharan trades. Women were involved in those. Children had things to manufacture, even as kids. They had defined roles within communities. What else do you need to build prosperity?
Why the agitation for Yoruba nation?
Well, I think when we trace our historical background on how we got our independence since 1960, you will realize that our federalism have been tampered with. Our federation have been tampered with. And the constitution that brought about the independence was an agreement from our political leader by then that we should be together as a country on the basis of federation, on the basis of federalism, which all the regions can develop at their own pace, and which all the ethnic nationalities will have an equal right as a citizen of this nation.
The Fulanis, they've been coming to kill, to maim without impunity in Yoruba land. This has caused a lot of problems to us, and it's part of the reason why we are asking to move out of Nigeria. and have our own self-determination.
lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn fúlàní gbogbo bí gbogbo ẹ ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa yìí so ọkàn wọ balẹ̀ rárá lórí ẹ̀ torútorú tọ̀sán-tọ̀sán tí alálẹ̀ gbogbo everything ọkàn wọ balẹ̀ tá a bá gbọ́ pa àyè báyìí àti ẹ̀mọ́ ibi tá a ti ẹ̀ sá lọ.
àwọn ọmọ wà káàkiri ọkàn wọ balẹ̀ lórí wọn àti wà wá tá a tó ń jọ lórí ara báyìí nísìn.
gbogbo bí nǹkan ṣe wọ́n gààrí wọ́n ẹ̀wà wọ́n ráìsì wọ́n so èrè wọ́n gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n lóríṣiríṣi gbogbo ẹ̀ àfẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yí ọkàn wọ balẹ̀ lórí ẹ̀ rárá.
What we notice is that some region believe in a good leadership. Some region did not believe in good leadership. Some region believe it's ours, either it's corrupt or not, we are ready to push him to be the leader. And some region believe that they use their religion as an influence to get what they want within the complex of Nigeria. And they normally have a support from Arab countries.
He has failed us, particularly because he has divided Nigeria along ethnic lines. When President Obasanjo was there were a few things that happened and which affected the security of the people, lives and property, which were put right in the corner of the Oodua People's Congress, OPC. And he gave orders, even an order of shoot on sight on Iba Gani Adams. That was a Yoruba man who did not think it's about being a Yoruba, but he was thinking about, I'm elected to fix a problem. The same thing when President Jonathan was there. His people were busy in the Niger Delta, disrupting the flow of oil and the rest of it. That was a huge problem, and he fixed it. But look at this president. Every corner you see foreigners. You see all these killers. Every day they bring them with truckloads into our area. As at the last count, there were about 3,328 Fulani cells in our forests.
We can no longer travel on our highways. We can no longer sleep with our two eyes closed. Everyone is living in fear in our own land, in our father's land. And we call ourselves One Nigeria. Where is the One Nigeria?
We realize that the Fulani oligarchy have turned us to second-class citizens of Nigeria. But unfortunately, not day by day, year by years, we realize that we are slow-bored into unitary system of government. And we finally realized before we agree that even devolution of power to federalism cannot solve our problem again, that we must have our total liberation on the basis of self-determination on intellectual way.
It is within the Charter of the United Nations that you can seek for self-determination as an indigenous people. In fact, the United Nations has 5 organs, 5 different directorates or departments, if you will, that deal with the issues of indigenous people who want to stand on their own.
There is no nation that can attain its full potential in another country. Nigeria is just a mere geographical expression.
We can no longer suffer working so hard to drive the engine of this nation, and our professor is vice to a man that has no degree. Our Gani Fawayemi is murdered. Our Kashima Wabiola is killed and denied presidency. Think about it. We have always given quality people to this nation, and we got nothing back. We have a nation to fight for.
Why the Yoruba nation must emerge.
My belief in the Yoruba race goes beyond just the mere fact that I'm a Yoruba person. It is because, unlike some other tribes or ethnicity that migrated to these parts, we evolved here, in which case we evolved in situ in this land. It's our own land. And those that are scholars and anthropologists, science too, has actually proven that the Yoruba were the very first to live in these parts. Because of all the human fossils found even in West Africa, the one they found at a place called Ihueleru, the bones that were discovered there, scholars from University of Birmingham in 1956 they came, and by carbon dating asserted equivocally that the bones were about 15,000 years old. And the DNA conducted on those bones, they match the DNA of the Yoruba people as at today, in which case those bones belong to our ancestors. We had ancestors as far back as 15,000 years ago. And that is the point where we've been trying to make to certain people, that we are not just going to roll over and play dead to those who just came into this realm in 1804. And it's not going to happen. So we are here, is our land, and we're not going to be driven away from our land.
The issue of insecurity that persists for the past 4 years in Yoruba land. Our people have been killed, our people have been mailed, and they are afraid to go to their farm anymore because of the issue of security threats, and because of the rampaging activities of the Fulani herdsmen, even planning to take over our community and lands. And we realized from our intelligence report that some powerful countries are behind these threats, written down by the government in power. Because any time we complain to the government in power, they are not ready to do anything to stop these anomalies and criminal activities.
Federal characters does not exist in Nigeria anymore. The best position goes to the Northerners, and the remnants comes to Yoruba land. When they need a position of power, they will canvass the Yorubas to support them. The minute they get what they want, the next thing is to dump the Yoruba. They use us, and then they dump us. They treat us like a second-class citizen.
Everything wrong with Nigeria. No electricity, no water, no education, no nothing, no nothing, no nothing, no nothing. We are just empty, and we are dying every day in the midst of plenty.
Our people cannot even afford to get 1 square meal, talk less of 3 square meal. So everything is zero.
Any nation that is not providing security, that is effeminizing the males, that is creating a dependency society, is not going to survive.
So we decided that our future is in our own hands. We won't take law into our hands. We'll fight this battle intellectually so that our people can be out of this shackle of oppressors.
Social justice system will be the order of the day. It's going to be a nation where no man is oppressed. And it's our duty as Yoruba people, as Oduduwa people, to ensure that all the children of Oduduwa, all over the world, are educated. Because we know that education is a gateway to success. To put a good government in place when we have our nation, to have ethical leaders, people who are going to subject themselves to the rule of law, people who are ready for accountability. That's what the Oduduwa nation is going to be about.
The methods to achieve this aim and success so far.
Well, it's a process. What we are doing right now is that to convince our elites. Because when you are talking about Yoruba nation or self-determination, majority of our elites in homeland haven't keyed into it. They have not keyed to it. And we are trying to sensitize them in intellectual way, in a language that the elite understand. Because even the grassroots supported Yoruba nation. If the elite is not key into it, we will run into problem.
We are going to collaborate all the effort our top-class professionals all over the world. Our businessmen, our technocrats, and our academicians to build that nation that we dream of, Oduduwa nation, Yoruba land.
It is not a static way of actualizing it. There are different ways.
The Yoruba are called the Adubuleja.
So the approach of Yoruba One Voice is to operate on the basis of intellectual way to liberate our people. And at the same time, we are not saying we are writing the other side off. That would be the last result of the struggle. So we have our approach in 3 different categories.
Some have gone to war, guerrilla warfare and all the rest. Some have gone succeeded through referendum, and some have succeeded through other means.
Before you can say you have a Yoruba nation, you have to convince Yoruba people that where we are going, are we not going to run into trouble? Where we are going, are we not going to turn into a poor nation? Where we are going, are we not going to be in more crisis than Nigeria? All those things have to be corrected by enlightening them through conferences. You can't just, Yoruba is not a kind of tribe that you can just push into the stream. You have to convince Yoruba that you are going to stream to fresh water, and we use that water to cook. And this water will not be dirty. If you don't convince them well, they won't go to that stream.
You need to arouse the interest of the global world to your aspiration. And the best way you can do is to go through rallies.
On October 1st, 2020, Yoruba One Voice was at the forefront of the rally that we had all over the world. We had rally in 140 countries in 6 continents, where we made our action demand.
We have right to call for our new nation, the Yoruba nation. And we are doing it peacefully. We are not hooligans, so we know our right. We are trying our best to engage ourselves with the international and foreign bodies like the United Nations, the US Congress, the European Union, and all the Commonwealth offices in the whole world. By doing this, we believe we will achieve our aims and objectives. We will achieve our goals. Yoruba nation is the lasting solution to all this problem in Nigeria.
What we are doing, we are in a stage to sensitize our people, to work on the basis of advocacy and awareness. After that stages, we go to the second stages. Our roadmap to attain Yoruba nation in a proper way and intellectual way.
You have heard it all. The vision is to promote Yoruba core values, unity, and collaborative efforts towards a prosperous and technologically advanced society in Yoruba land. While the aims are to establish a Yoruba nation where there is no discrimination in any shape, including the elimination of all threats to lives, livelihood, properties, citizens, residents, visitors. Ensure that all citizens, residents, and visitors are treated fairly, equally, justly, and humanely. Call for volunteers, donations, members.
Well, it's a group of self-sponsors. The affiliated organization with the members contribute to the success of everything we are doing. And this is a group that people have contributed thousands of dollars to make sure the actualization of the Yoruba nation. Not on war, not on crisis, on intellectual way. Any meaningful Yoruba who believe in the way forward for Yoruba can support us anywhere in the whole world. This is a group that believes in transparency.
Together, we can.
Yoruba One Voice. Happy first year anniversary.
I wish us more wisdom, more strength, more success.
I wish every member of YOV a prosperous year.
And I want to use this opportunity to appreciate our global convener in person of Iba Gani Ige Adams, the 15th Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba land. And I want to appreciate every single one of you that are here today. Most importantly, our guest speakers. Thank you for gracing this important first anniversary of Yoruba One Voice.
Odua Agbewa o.
Gbogbo ọmọ yóò bá pátápátá jíire. Ẹ dákun ẹ wá nǹkan fìdílé ká fìdílé nǹkan kẹ tẹ́tí bọ̀lẹ̀ jẹ́ ká gbọ́rọ̀ ẹnu mi dákun. Àròyé ọ̀tá.